What is going on, viewers? I am ZZZPhil1995 bringing you another Wi-Fi battle against a man I met on this 4th gen Wi-Fi battle finder Zat named Dark. I'll leave his YouTube link in the description. Getting into the team preview, I have a lead Ambipom, specially defensive Rest Talking Spiritomb, Scarf Mag Mortar, defensive Stealth Rocking Bleach Seeding Torterra, Rapid Spinning Hitmontop, and a Sub Punching Azumarill. As you'll note, my opponent does have an OU team. He did not have a UU team, but in the end it was fine because the match was great anyway, and I said, you know what, fuck it, let's just go for it, and here we had this match, so hope you enjoy. Alright, so like I said, this is a match against Dark. He's going to lead out with his Scarf Jirachi. I'm going to lead out with my Ambipom. I'm just going to go right for the fake out because honestly, this thing is not worth dealing with. I don't want him getting off a U-turn just yet, and I want to get a little bit of damage on him, so he's going to go for a U-turn here. He's going to go into his Skarmory, I believe. Yeah, he goes into a Skarmory, and I'm just going to go for the U-turn myself just because, you know, I don't want to deal with this thing either. So I'm going to U-turn, go into my Mag Mortar because I can threaten this thing out with Fire Blast, and I know he's going to want to save this thing, so he's going to have to switch. So knowing that he's going to have to switch, I actually predict the switch into something, not something other than Skarmory. So I just predict the switch into anything, and I just go for Thunderbolt. And he goes into his Kingdra, and it does a nice chunk. It does actually about a third, I would say. He gets his leftovers back. I know he's probably going to either Dragon Dance or go for Rain Dance this turn, so I'm going to go into my Azumarill knowing that I can benefit from the rain, or I can just go for the sub. Here's a bad thing. Here's a good thing that actually turned. Let me rewind that. This is a bad thing that actually turned good. I meant to go for the sub. I misclicked on my DS, and I go for Focus Punch, but he actually goes for Dragon Dance, so I get a free Focus Punch on my own mistake, so it kind of actually benefited me in the long run. I mean, it does a lot to Kingdra. I went and ran a calc here. A +1 Outrage from an Adamant Kingdra would actually not kill Azumarill, would actually do around 81%, and a Waterfall from this Azumarill set would actually be enough to, it would do around 25%, which would be more than enough to KO the Kingdra. So I'm going to proceed to go ahead and do that, but the bad thing is I do get critted, and the crit did matter, like I said, because I did run the calc. And, yeah, I should have lived that, but it's whatever, because now I'm free to just go back into my Ambipom, go for the fake out, just to revenge kill this thing. In hindsight, he probably should have switched into his Skarmory and preserved this thing, but, you know, I'm not complaining, because, you know, I get a free hit, and this thing is out of the way. So, next he goes into his Starmie. I know this thing is probably just going to go right for the Surf just to take me out, so I'm going to pull the switch into my Spiritomb, just to tank the hit. And actually, Spiritomb actually took this hit a lot hard. Actually, it took it a lot easier than I thought it would. I mean, I thought it would bring me down to about a range where a 2-hit KO is possible, but actually barely did a little bit over half. So, you know, Spiritomb is a bulky guy, and he actually pulled through. He switches into Ice Beam this turn. I don't know why. I mean, Surf obviously would have done more, so, you know, I'm not going to complain because obviously it benefits me because I'm able to get the rest off, go for the Sleep Talk, hopefully pull the Dark Pulse. He switches into a Scissor here, hopefully just to set up the Swords Dance, maybe like try to sweep me now that I'm asleep. But I go for the Sleep Talk and I pull the Will-O-Wisp and it hits, which is absolutely nice because now Scissor is neutralized. I don't have to worry about this thing at all. I'm going to go into Hitmontop here just to get the Intimidate drop. He's going to go for Swords Dance, and with the Intimidate drop, it's only going to give him a +1, I believe. Yeah, +1. So he's taking burn damage. He's going to go for Bullet Punch here. I go for Close Combat. This Bullet Punch does jack shit because, like I said, he's really crippled at this point. So I'm just going to go for Close Combat here just to take him down to a reasonable range. I thought he would just leave Scissor in the die now that it's useless, so I just like to go right for the Sucker Punch. He actually he switches it back into a Skarmory, which is a good play on his part because that kind of, it lets him save it for Death Fodder later, I guess, but anyway, I'm just going to pull the switch back into my Ambipom here just to go for the taunt so he can't Whirlwind my team around to get Stealth Rock damage racked up. So I go for the taunt here as he goes for Whirlwind, which means he can't use it because now, obviously, he can't use any non-attacking moves. So I pull the switch into my Torterra, and he accidentally misclicked, and he was actually told me he forgot that I used taunt, and he ended up going for Struggle, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's what happens when you don't pay attention. So, you know, just be on your shit when you're playing. So he has to switch here, which is perfect because that gives me an opportunity to get out my Stealth Rock. So that's what I proceed to do at this turn. He goes into Jirachi here. I don't know why I stayed in. Obviously, Ice Punch would obviously be a clean OHKO from this thing, but me being stupid, I thought I would probably live it, but he actually goes for U-turn instead, which is, you know, that's fine. But the problem is I went for Earthquake here, hoping to just take this thing out just in case I live by some miraculous sliver. But he goes into a Skarmory, and the Earthquake will not affect it because it is Flying type, so that is unfortunate, but it happens, so misplays, it's just a part of the game. Just live with it. So Next, he's going to go for the Toxic here. I go for, I believe I go for Leech Seed here. Yeah, I go for Leech Seed. Toxic kind of doesn't matter at this point because, you know, Torterra's only job on this team is really just to get Stealth Rocks up. It's not really meant to, like, you know, actually take something head on, but it's fine. I believe this turn I switch into my, either my Ambipom or I switch into my, no, I switch back into my Spirit Tomb knowing he's going to go for the Whirlwind just because I don't want to go into Magmortar and have him Whirlwind me out into something else and have Stealth Rock damage rack up. But he actually goes for Roost, predicting that, so that was a good play on his part. I believe I either switch here or I stay in and just go for Sleep Talk. I believe I just go for Sleep Talk. And yeah, I go for Sleep Talk here, and I pull the Will-O-Wisp, which is actually pretty nice because you'll see in a minute that the combination of Will-O-Wisp and Dark Pulse will be able to bring this thing down. Now here's where I made a bad misplay. I forgot in 4th gen that the sleep turns don't reset when you switch out of rest, so I go for Sleep Talk again, forgetting that after 2 turns, regardless if you switch or not, you wake up. So that was kind of a bad play on my part, but you know, it's whatever because it kind of didn't matter, as you'll see in a second. He's just going to go for Surf, and then he's going to switch back and go for Ice Beam again. Once again, don't ask me why he does it. He just did it. I guess he's trying to bank on Freeze Hacks, which is kind of unfortunate. It's kind of poor idea to do that, but at the same time, you know, I'm not complaining. So I'm just going to go for Dark Pulse just to take this thing out, and after Leftovers, Burn will be able to take this thing out, and that thing is out of the way. So that's pretty huge. So next, I believe he goes into either his Umbreon or he goes back into Skarmory. Just give me a second. It's been a while since I've actually watched this match. Yeah, he goes into Umbreon. I don't want to take this thing head on. I have nothing to hit. Oh wait, I go for the Oh, sorry about that. I go for the Will-O-Wisp here, knowing that I can just rest off the burn damage later. It doesn't really matter. I just don't want this thing healing up with Leftovers and Wish. I just want to get some type of residual damage going on this thing, so it won't be that big of a hassle. So next, I'm going to pull a switch into my, I believe, Torterra. No, I go into my, oh, no, that's right. I go into Magmortar to go for the Focus Blast, just to hopefully, by some miracle, take this thing out. And the one thing that's never happened with Focus Blast for me, it's probably happened for other people, and I applaud you if it has happened to you. I go for the Focus Blast here. I hit the Umbreon, and wouldn't you believe it, I get the Special Defense drop, which is absolutely beautiful, which means he's going to be able to live this and get the Wish back up to around full, but that means he can't stay in and take another one, which means he has to switch here, which is beautiful. So he goes for the Hidden Power here. He told me after the match it was Hidden Power Flying, I guess to just hit bugs and fighting types, which kind of makes sense because you do need that kind of coverage in UU. He gets the Wish back up, and like I said, he can't stay in here, and he knows it because Focus Blast will take this thing out after the Special Defense drop from that range. So he's going to pull a switch back into his Skarmory, I believe. Oh no, he goes into Jirachi to take the Focus Blast. And it actually takes it relatively well. Actually, I thought it would take it a little bit better than this, but, you know, I'm not complaining because, hey, I like doing damage to things. What can I tell you? Here, he's just going to go for the Iron Head, I believe, and I'm just going to switch into my Hitmontop just to get the Intimidate, just to get the attack drop. He does go for Iron Head here, which is fine because it's not going to do that much after the Intimidate drop. So now, knowing that he's probably just going to stay in and just keep Iron Heading me to death, I'm just going to go for Sucker Punch just to get this thing down. He does do exactly what I predicted and just goes for another Iron Head. And now he's going to switch into his Skarmory, I believe, predicting another one. Oh, no, wait. He switches into his Umbreon, and I predict the switch, and I switch into my Torterra. Just because I want to get Leech Seed on this thing as soon as possible. So that's what's going to happen. He's just going to come in. He's going to go for the Wish. I'm going to go for the Leech Seed. And after the combination of Leech Seed and Burn brings him down to about a third of his HP, I know Woodhammer would be able to clean kill this thing. He told me actually in the chat that he does not run Protect on this thing, which is kind of a bad idea in my opinion, because if you're running Wish on an Umbreon, you should at least be running Heal Bell or Protect. But, you know, once again, I'm not complaining. If he wants to run these sets, they're not going to hurt me any, so, you know, in the long run, that's just going to benefit me. So after random Leftovers and Leech Seeds and Poisons and Burns, oh my, I actually finally get to use the Woodhammer and this thing goes down, and that is huge because Umbreon is a huge-ass wall. I mean, I could switch into Hitmontop to deal with it, but honestly, I just do not have the patience to deal with this thing because it is annoying and I don't like it. So he goes for Hidden Power Flying here. Doesn't do that much. I kind of expected it to do a little bit more, but then again, Torterra is pretty bulky, so it's fine. He's just going to switch into his Jirachi here to revenge kill me with the Ice Punch. I don't want to switch anything into an Ice Punch from Scarf Jirachi, so I'm just going to let Torterra die here. It really doesn't have any more purpose in this match other than just, you know, stay in, let me get a free switch into whatever I want, and I can just go from there. So he's just gonna, like I said, he's gonna go for Ice Punch. It's gonna take me clean out. Obviously, it's 4 times super effective, and Torterra is basically at half health, so it's fine. It goes down. Here I go into my Ambipom just to go for the fake out, just to take this thing out. He wants to preserve it, I guess, hopefully to salvage his team. So he's just going to go back into Skarmory. I'm just going to use the fake out on it. Now here, I know that this thing is not going to be able to attack me because, like I said, I saw the struggle earlier, which means he doesn't carry an attacking move. So I'm free to just go right for Taunt here, knowing he's probably just going to go for Toxic or Whirlwind or something. So he does try to go for Toxic, and that means he has to switch here, otherwise he's going to struggle himself to death. So I'm going to pull the switch back into my Hitmontop just to spin away the rapid spin away the rocks in case I need to bring in Ambipom the taunt later. So he's just going to go back and switch into his Jirachi, which is going to live with like a sliver of HP, which really doesn't matter because at this point he can't really switch it back in, so he has to let it stay in here and die. So he's just going to go for whatever he went for. I just go for Sucker Punch just to get this thing out of the way. And now the match is basically in the bag because Magmortar can come in here now and just clean everything out with Thunderbolt because Scissor's almost dead. Skarmory is 2 times weak to it, so this match is basically mine. So he's going to go for Toxic Heroes. I just go for Rapid Spin, like I said, just to, in case some bullshit happens and I need to bring back in my my Ambipom to just taunt this thing and make it struggle to death. So that will basically be the match. I mean, right here is where I switch into Magmortar and just Thunderbolt everything in sight. So that was a good game, Dark. Some of the sets on your things really need some work. I mean, Umbreon should definitely run Protector Heal Bell at some point. And what else had a weird set? Something else. Yeah, just a few of the moves you made were kind of like, you know, they didn't make sense, like switching up Ice Beams and Surfs. The team, it's fine, I guess. It just needs a little work, and the playmaking kind of was questionable at times. But other than that, it was kind of a good game from start to finish. So, yeah, viewers, make sure to check out my channel. I have other videos that will be going up soon of more 4th Gen. I'm going to try and get some 5th Gen in there, but it's really hard to find good matches in 5th Gen. So, that'll be the match. Viewers, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you later.